Breaking news as of early this morning, From Software shadow dropped. Yeah, I guess we can roll with that. They shadow dropped an announcement for Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, of course, for Elden Ring. Haven't heard about it? Let me enlighten you. Welcome back to the channel. My name is LukeTheDuke, and we've been hearing whispers, especially from the data miners, about files appearing in the base Elden Ring game, possibly linked to a DLC. And then, a few hours ago, it was officially confirmed in two separate tweets from both From Software and Bandai Namco. So here is that screenshot, which I'll touch on in a moment. By the way, the text reads, an upcoming expansion for Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree is currently in development. And so we've got a couple of clues as to what to expect going on in this single still frame. So in the background, it looks like the Erdtree is in serious peril here, right? I mean, that looks like ash falling from the branches, and it has golden liquid just leaking from the trunk and from those branches. My first impression here is that the Erdtree is being squeezed by a second tree as it just slowly crushes the life out of the former. In the foreground, there's also this mysterious figure riding a mount, possibly Torrent. I mean, that looks like Torrent to me. And just based on the long flowing blonde hair, this might be Miquella. Of course, we didn't see much from this character in the base Elden Ring game, but there is a sizable amount of lore not only about Miquella, but other characters that could be included in this DLC. Again, just expanding on my initial impressions here, the overall look of this single still, and it feels like this is set in a pre-Elden Ring setting, but that assumption could be entirely wrong. This could also be Marika, as she too has long blonde hair. Also, the landscape in this artwork doesn't show all the scarring and doesn't appear to be all broken up as in Elden Ring, so we may be looking at a pre-shattering time frame here. In terms of what we might see from Shadow of the Erdtree, I'm going to do some speculations here, and then of course we have the text and the announcement tweets to go on as well. Now, probably the most enjoyable DLC, at least for me, that FromSoft ever dropped was for Dark Souls, that being Artorias of the Abyss. And I'm just going to make two quick points here, but first, Dark Souls was not on the scale of Elden Ring. Obviously, Elden Ring is on a much broader scale. And two, that DLC dropped, I think it was 13 months after the initial release of the base game for Dark Souls. But with Elden Ring setting all sorts of sales records, the size and scope of this game, and they've certainly raised the bar in terms of the genre and the expectations on the studio. By the way, we just celebrated the 1-year anniversary of the base Elden Ring game going on sale. And with that being said, I don't think we're going to be seeing Shadow of the Erdtree in, say, the next few months. I mean, I would truly be shocked to see it that soon. Also, there was this second tweet posted by FromSoft, and different from that of the Bandai Namco message, this one in Japanese reads, like the main story, we plan to distribute it on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, S, and Steam. And then they say the follow-up report is still a little ahead, but I would appreciate if you could look forward to it. So, if I had to guess, I would say somewhere in the 4 to 9 month range, just based on their tweet, the size, scope, and grandeur of Elden Ring and their previous turnaround periods with other Souls DLCs. And while we're on the topic, I think it's also important to kind of set expectations for what the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC might include, because a legacy dungeon and a few new bosses just wouldn't cut it, especially after what FromSoft has done to set the bar so incredibly high. I would personally love to see it kind of go old school MMO, 20, 30, maybe even a 40-hour expansion, new areas of the map to explore, just a horde of new bosses. And then, of course, there is the X factor. I mean, what could they bring to the table for new mechanics? Like, for instance, in Dark Souls, we saw the introduction of dark magic. So what could an Elden Ring DLC surprise us with? Build diversity in the base game is already at a staggering amount of freedom, and adding in a few new factors like even new weapon skills, magic types, or damage variations could take that build diversity and just expand it to infinity. I mean, this could add on entirely new ways to play established builds. Let me know what you think of the artwork we received this morning. Do you personally think that is Miquella or Marika, and is this pre or post Elden Ring? Remember to smash that sub button and ring the bell to receive my latest upload alerts. If you could rate and or share this video, it would be greatly appreciated. You can find and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and of course over in my open community Discord server, links to all of which can be found in the video description and pinned comments below. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.